Hey guys, today we are going to talk about operations with polynomials, and we will be on page 17 and 18 in your notes. So we're going to start with adding and subtracting. So basically we are combining like terms, and we'll talk about the subtraction problems and how they're tricky in just a second. And then you want to write your answer in standard form. So we have a couple examples. We'll start with adding. So what I usually do is I usually rewrite the first polynomial. So I'm going to do 3x squared, and I want it in standard form, and I want to make sure that everything is accounted for. So that means, like, if I have x squared, I need an x squared, an x, and a constant, right? If I start with x cubed, I want x cubed, x squared, x, and then a constant. Okay, so I want to make sure everything is accounted for. So I write the first one over. I check to make sure there's a plus here, so I don't have to change any signs. And then I take whatever is in the next set of parentheses and I pair it up with what it's supposed to be paired up with. So for example, negative 5x has a single x, so it goes under the 11x. X squared is x squared, so I've got 1x squared here. And then negative 13 goes under the 4. So I've got all the like terms paired up. And then I just add them together. Remember, when we add, we only look at the coefficients. So I'm going to do 3 plus 1, so that's 4. And then the exponent does not change. So then I've got 11x minus 5x. 11 minus 5 is 6. Oops, plus 6x. And then 4 minus 13 is negative 9. So you can either subtract or you could do 4 plus negative 13. But either way, you'll get negative 9. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to make sure they're in order. So I've got 9n cubed minus 4n squared plus 2n minus 10. And then check to make sure the plus sign. So negative 2n squared goes under the negative 4n squared because they're both n squared. And then plus 1n, and then plus 7. And then I just add up the like terms. So I have 9n cubed, negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6, 2 plus 1 is 3, and negative 10 plus 7 is negative 3. So that's how the addition ones work, and that's how I set them up. So for the subtraction, I start the same way. I'm going to go ahead and make a list. So I've got 5k to the third minus 2k squared plus 2k. And you see how there's not a constant there? So I'm just going to do plus 0 as a placeholder. Then I look and I have a minus sign here. That means I have to multiply everything in that set of parentheses by negative 1. Or I need to change the sign. So I'm going to change that to a negative 2. I'm going to change this to a negative 2 and this to a negative 17. So every single thing in that set of parentheses, the sign changes. So I'm going to do negative 2k squared under the other negative 2k squared, then minus 2k and minus 17. So then when I add my like terms, I've got 5k to the third. Negative 2 and negative 2 is going to give me negative 4. And then positive 2 and negative 2 gives me 0. So I'm just going to cross those off and not even write it down. You could put plus 0k if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. And then I have 0 minus 17, so that's negative 17. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Now you see in this side we have a y cubed, and there's no y cubed here. So I'm going to start with 0 y cubed, just so I hold the place. And then next is going to come my squared term, so 4y squared. And then the single y, I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 in front of it, and then minus 3. So that's everything in my first set of parentheses. And then I'm going to look at my negative sign here. So I'm going to change that to a plus, but I'm going to change everything in this set of parentheses and change the sign of all of them. So just like I multiplied by negative 1. So I start with minus 1, so it goes under the 3, minus 2y squared, plus 5y, and then plus y cubed. I can put 1 there. And then when I add them, I got 1y cubed plus 4 minus 2 is 2, so 2y squared plus 6y and minus 4. So that's how I do that when there's a subtraction sign. We're going to keep going, and we're going to look at multiplying polynomials. So we're going to distribute. I'm not a huge fan of foiling. It's basically the same thing. We're going to combine like terms like we did before and make sure our answer is in standard form. So here, this one's not too bad. So remember, when you multiply, we multiply the two numbers. So 4 times 8 is 32. And then we add the exponents. So we multiply the numbers. And then we're going to add the exponents. Oops. All right, so a times a is going to give us a squared. Then we're going to do 4a times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. And then we have just one a, so just a. And that's our answer for that. All right, let's look at a little bit more difficult. So this one we're going to distribute twice. So I've got 2v times 4v, so 2 times 4 is 8. V times v is v squared, because there's 2 of them. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14, and then just v. And then I'm going to take my 8 and do the same thing. So I'm going to do 8 times 4v, so 8 times 4 is 32, and then I have 1v. So I'm going to put that under here, because I'm going to add those two together because they're like terms. And then I have 8 times negative 7, which is negative 56. So this is kind of like the same thing we did with adding and subtracting. If you want to, you can add a plus 0 there just to help you keep the place. But we're just adding these now. So we have 8v squared, and then 32 minus 14 is 18v, and then minus 56. All right, and that's our answer. We'll do the same thing with number 9. We're going to do n times 5n, which is 1 times 5 is 5, and then n times n is n squared. 1n times negative 6 is negative 6n. Then we're going to take our negative 4 times 5, and that's going to be negative 20, but we're going to have one n, so I'm going to put it under here, negative 20n. And then negative 4 times negative 6 is going to give us a positive number. That'll be plus 24. Then I add them together. So 5n squared minus negative 6 and negative 20 gives me negative 26n and 24. All right, and we're going to try one more, a little bit more complicated, but we have the exact same process. We're going to start with 3r times 5r squared. So we're going to do 3 times 5, which is 15. And I have 1r here and 2 there, so that's going to give me r cubed. Then I'm going to do 3r times negative 3r. So 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. R times r is r squared. All right, and then 3r times negative 8 times negative 8 is negative 24. I'll fix this real quick. Let's see, we said that was negative 9r squared. Okay, and then negative 24 and r. Then we're going to start with the 5, and we'll do 5 times 5r squared. So 5 times 5 is 25. And then we'll have r squared, because there's no r's here and just 2 there. Then we're going to do 5 times negative 3r. So 5 times negative 3 is negative 15r. And then 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. And then we're going to add. So 15r cubed. This is going to give us 16r squared. This is going to give us negative 39r and minus 40. So that's how you multiply when you have bigger, uglier things. You're just distributing. Okay, so then we're going to move on to use that information for area and perimeter. So find perimeter, we're going to add. To find the area, we're going to multiply. So for example, we have this expression, and we are gonna do that. All right, so I have on this side, I need to, let's see, hold on one second. Nope. All right, so we're gonna do X, I'm gonna split this into different rectangles. So we've got this rectangle here. Sorry, my pen's not working. So this rectangle here. All right, so to find the area, we're gonna multiply. So we're gonna do x plus 1 times x plus 2. And we'll go do the same thing. So x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 1 times x is 1x. And 1 times 2 is 2. So for that section, I've got x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then I'm going to split this up. And so this side is not labeled in your notes. It should be 2x. So I'm going to do 2x times 2x. So that's going to give me 4x squared. And then this side, this middle rectangle here, this is x plus 1 still. And this is 2x. So I'm going to multiply those. I'm going to do 2x times x plus 1. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x plus 1 is 2x. And then I've got to take all three of these and add them together. So I'm going to set them up. I'm going to do x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then I'm going to add a 4x squared. And then I'm going to add a 2x squared plus 2x. And I have to add all those together. So I've got 1, 5, 6, 7x squared. And then 5x. And then 2. That's my answer for the area. So the area, 7x squared plus 5x plus 2. Now the perimeter, we're going to add all of our sides up. So I'm going to do x plus 1 plus x plus 2. So I've got x plus 1, x plus 2. This side is 2x, so plus 2x. This side is 2x again. This side is going to be the same as the one above it, right? So this is also 2x. Here is going to be the same as the top. So this is going to be x plus 1. So I'll add an x plus 1. And then this side is going to be 2x. Add another 2x. And then this side is going to be x plus 2 because it's going to match this side. And that is all my sides. So I'm going to add all those up. So I have a 1x, another 1x. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 x's. And then plus 1 plus 2 is 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12x plus 6 is my perimeter. So that's how you're doing those. So 12x is how you get the perimeter. Okay? So you have some practice stuff. You're going to do numbers 19 through 20, or pages 19 and 20, just the odd numbers. So when you get done, but you're basically doing 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. And the answer key is on Canvas. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And pause the video. I have the answer key on Canvas.